Adam, be quiet. The dogs are sleeping. Also, we're live. We're live, Adam.
Well, that's just silly.
I know it's silly, but there's two dogs that are sleeping so cozily on my couch that I could not put the camera on them for everyone to see. So... But yeah, no, I guess we are here, but I'm going to keep the camera on the dogs a little bit just because they're the most adorable thing in this room right now, and no one wants to see my ginger face.
I disagree with that.
I miss your face too, Adam. It's been a while. Unlike Cody, unlike Cody, you haven't been here in ages. It feels like it's been over a year at this point.
Yes, it has.
Almost like 1,000 years, but we'll see.
What it feels like, yeah.
We'll also be joined shortly by Stray Rogue.
Okay.
But until then, it's you, it's me, and these two adorable dogs. Yeah, no. It feels like forever.
Well, sounds like we're going to Vegas. So there's that.
Hopefully, yeah. It's as long as nothing comes into the, comes out to ruin us or anything like that. We'll see.
COVID-20.
Oh man, yeah, that'd be. Well, there is like weird shit that mutates and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't mind me right now. I'm just currently sending out all the messages to people being like, hey, guess what? I'm streaming now.
That's fine. I'm just chilling here. I made dinner tonight, so I didn't have to clean anything, so that's good.
Yay. I'm literally going on to the Cacophony of Games server that we have, and I'm just putting a picture of the dogs up there.
Like I said, I don't know how long I'm gonna be on. Like I said, I gotta go to sleep at a specific time so I could wake up at the right time to take vacation.
Okay. Well, I've made the posts that I gotta make, so we can just talk for now.
Okay.
Well, we have a wonderful show for you guys, even though we're starting it off weird, showing off my adorable dogs that I don't care what anyone else is going to say. It's the best part of this show, or any of my shows for that matter.
I'll say, why don't you let them host?
They don't talk, so that makes it a little difficult, just a tad bit. If they could, I would.
Logistical thing, you'd figure it out.
And I mean, I think there is something I will talk about. Oh shit! I trying to open my stream manager, and it's opened my stream, and then we're gonna hear a quick loop somewhere along the lines, which is gonna be fucking weird.
Also, I'll have you know now, just a heads up, I know you sent me notes on what the topics for the show were gonna be today.
You looked at none of them. That's fine. It's fine. I'm going to tell you what they are ahead of time. So the first thing, of course, for all my stuff, I was trying to talk to you about this, and I realized you were either zoned out into your game, or you had stepped away from the microphone, and then you had turned off stuff. first thing that we usually open up with is the day of the year. And, of course, today's day is a couple of different things. But the two big ones that I thought, we take the days of the year, we combine them into one super day of the year. And today's super day of the year, it is Scream Day and Firefly Day. So it's Angry Browncoat Day, Angry Firefly Nerd Day.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Angry Embittered Fanboy Day.
It's those fanboys that want Joss Whedon to come back and be like, I want Joss Whedon to come back and make more Firefly. Guess what? Fuck those guys. That's not true.
Yeah.
That's anyone that wants Joss Whedon to come back, fuck those guys. But other people that like Firefly, I can understand it. There is a level of Firefly appreciation that goes far beyond. It's the Firefly fanatics who are like, I love Firefly so much, I'm going to make those protein bars from the show and make that my everyday meal. And that's a step too far by 5.
Yes, considerably.
But yeah, anyway, if you can't be trusted with teenagers, you should be, you're a problem that should be fixed.
Yeah.
So, that's a message straight to you, Joss Whedon.
I'm thinking about something else, the other shit that he was doing. I thought we were talking about the all the shit that he tried to pull on while doing the Justice League reshoots, where apparently he told the lady that plays Wonder Woman that he was going to end her career.
All of that shit. Joss Whedon is a bad person that should be fixed.
Yeah.
Full stop. But, for those Browncoats that don't want to fight for Joss Whedon, who would you fight for? Who would you fight for to be the next showrunner of Firefly? Who do you think does really good?
Well, I don't know if... I mean, I'm not a huge Firefly fan, you know this. But I think...
Yeah, it's like, I remember you and I had the whole thing of, I love Firefly, and you were like, John, here's Outlaw Star.
It's like Firefly, but it's an anime.
Right.
But, no, my thing is that I think someone I could trust to do this this franchise justice would be Del Toro. I think that he might do some interesting things here. I don't know if anyone else feels that way. That's just what I think.
Well, Lauren is on the chat saying that Marty Noxon is the only reason that Buffy didn't suck.
Ah. Yeah, no, I don't have much of a frame of reference for Buffy. You're asking the wrong person in this house about Buffy.
Yeah.
You're better off asking one of my cats.
That's fair. My dogs will also be no help, as neither of them have actually sat through a Firefly marathon with me, so we'll see. Honestly, my own personal pick, I don't know if Jon Favreau would be free. I don't know if he's got the same love and devotion that he has for Star Wars as he would have for, Firefly. But if he brings, what he brought from The Mandalorian to Firefly, that would be great.
I was gonna say, that could be cool, yeah.
Because everyone's like, oh, it's a space western, it's so cool. And it's like, that was what Firefly was, supposed to be. So, yeah, no, let's, maybe if he could do that one time, maybe lightning can strike twice. But...
maybe the Force lightning can strike twice.
Unlimited Jon Favreau! All right. Well... so yeah, that was the day of the year. Was gonna be that. Where did I put my notes? So, angry Firefly fans, who want to bring Firefly back and not Joss Whedon, feel free to message me whenever. Lauren has another pick, which is Jack Schaefer, the guy that was the head writer, showrunner for WandaVision.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, feel free to tweet me, Facebook me, Not guy. Woman. Woman.
Maybe Patty. Speaking of women who would probably be very good at this, maybe when Patty Jenkins is done with the Rogue Squadron movie, maybe she could throw her hat in to this.
That's fair. Let's see. So yeah, no, if you guys feel like you want to message me, I'm at, you can send all your stuff to me today, tomorrow, whenever. /John Bosco Games at Twitter, /John Bosco Games with no underscores at Facebook. Lauren is like, after after Wonder Woman 1984?
Yeah.
Well, that was a movie. That might have a little bit of a different... That might, I don't know.
Also, I never saw it, so, what do I know?
All right, so now we move forward into the nerd agenda. The nerd agenda today is 3 interesting topics. Let's see. First one is going to be the Rockstar surprise. Little weirdly typed out on my end. So, Rockstar, the GTA and Red Dead developers, did some low-key work on their Steam catalog this last week or two. Very fun stuff, in fact. It's not like bad stuff that you'd think that they'd screw around with their products to keep people buying the shark cards and shit. In fact, no, they came into their Steam catalog and re-added the first 2 Grand Theft Autos, re-added Midnight Club 2, and put all the DLC for LA Noire and Max Payne 3 on their Steam for free.
Oh, that's cool.
So I think that's some fantastic stuff that they're doing for, products that I don't know if they sell well or not, but they definitely might sell better. Hopefully with my recommendations and whatnot now, but I mean, that's 3 people watching. We'll see what happens.
Well, I mean, I like Max Payne 3, so I'm glad that they're adding stuff to it. Although I played on the 360, I didn't play the PC version.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, and I'm excited to see that they're putting out some of their original content. I am huge into modern developers still remembering their past, past products and whatnot. I'm like my biggest thing that I like to say on this stream is how much I'm upset that Sony has abandoned Ape Escape. It was a great series. They stopped making it after PlayStation 3 apparently, and they decided now they're like last week. I had a whole flippant tangent on the fact that Sony is going to remake. Or is asking a remake of The Last of Us and not of older products that could have been made, like Ape Escape, Tenchu, all of these great classic PlayStation games. And instead they're like, well, this one was really good back in like 2010. Let's just redo it again.
I mean, if it makes money, it makes money.
I hate that idea. There's so many other cool products. Like why they haven't seen the light of day after Crash Bandicoot and Spyro. What the hell's wrong with them? I mean, come on.
Well, what about the speaking of Crash Bandicoot, I still remember that playable bit in Uncharted 4 that completely surprised me, where you basically play that first level of Crash, but you're playing it as Nathan Drake playing a PlayStation. I'm just like, that's amazing. That's
a fantastic callback. It is a. I love the idea of the callback. And it shows, it's a way of showing progress by being like, so this is where we were, and now we've come this far. And we can make the past thing, we can bring them forward as well. So, I don't know. I'm just, it annoys the crap out of me. But again, this is actually, we're saying good things about Rockstar, who are doing, who took their GTA stuff, who took their Midnight Club stuff, and we're like, let's re-add it to Steam. They have removed it, we're re-adding it. Let's pump some blood back into the back catalog, as it were.
Well, yeah, because...
Hey! We got a rogue.
This a rogue. Popped out of nowhere. You know how we do. Even though GTA 5 is still a strong game, it's just... It's dying down a bit, and everyone's
Let's not call
GTA 6.
Okay, first off, let's not call it GTA 5. It's GTA Online that's currently hot. And it's still I do research every day trying to be like, how do I get myself popular on Twitch? And GTA is up there.
Well, that's because there's a lot of popular Let's Players and YouTubers who do it. A lot like Achievement Hunter and Rooster Teeth.
Well, and there's also apparently a large community of people who are jumping in and not doing the regular just play the missions and whatnot. But there's a lot of role play that's going on out there that I think is like a new big thing for the Rockstar games, both for GTA Online and Red Dead Online. I was very, very close to joining a Red Dead Online for Steam until I realized my computer is not strong enough to play Red Dead Online.
Yeah, that's the other drawback about Rockstar games, though. They're very, very heavy.
It's a drawback. It's a drawback for PC of like, can you? That's a drawback for anything that you build a PC rig and be like, you look at it and like, is this a raft or a galleon? Which is going to take me out into sea and which is going to sink?
Yeah. Which one will just keep me afloat? Which one will get me there fast?
Yeah. So that's of course, that's
we're talking about boats as I'm playing World of Warships right now.
All right. So next up in the nerd agenda, we've got GameStop CEO comes out on top. So you guys remember the whole debacle that was the Wall Street's bets.
Yeah.
And that did a lot of good for people and GameStop. And
didn't they become a Fortune 500?
I don't know. The main thing I wanted to cover is the fact that, the guy that was the CEO from April 2019 to now, George Sherman, it's an interesting sort of thing that happened to him. He performed poorly, and so GameStop and their corporate world and whatnot were like, okay, we're going to take your salary and we're going to turn it into stocks. And I will say, and when I'm going to say this now, at the time it was likely pretty low because in the last year, GameStop stock has been valued at $3.77 at its lowest.
Yeah.
And then
suddenly,
as of today, 4 p.m., I believe Pacific time, it's currently valued at $151.18. That's a whole chunk of change.
Yeah, no,
I remember reading those. Some of those guys that were on that Reddit for the stocks got like emails from people saying, "Sell your stock or else," because you're costing us all this money.
Oh yeah,
no. And they're just like, "Oh yeah, sure, let's get right on that. Buy more."
Yeah, eat the rich.
Well, that's because the way it started was a bunch of people were short selling GameStop, and no one knows what short selling is. It's basically you're placing bets to say the stock is going to be lower in X amount of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, he performed poorly in 2019 to 2020, trying to help GameStop. He got punished and then got paid out $179 million for fucking up.
Oh, damn.
Fucking up has never been so profitable.
I know, right? So
actually, I don't know. Apparently, Uwe Boll made all that money somehow. So maybe not.
Well, it was also the guy who cut the potato tooth then. Made a freaking fortune off that.
Oh yeah.
Are you talking about like with potato chips?
Yeah.
I wonder. I don't. What? I'll have to look into the validity of this fact. We are in an age where I've got to check everything that's said.
No, that's fair and valid.
Strange, big controversy happening in the potato chip fandom.
I have to check potato chip lore to make sure what he's saying is true. All right. Next thing in the nerd agenda, last thing of the nerd agenda before we go talking about E3 and my big list. Going to be talking about Twitch streamers. Adam, I know you don't probably have a huge opinion on this. Zach, I think you've got a pretty big opinion on this. Hot tub streamers.
I mean, if
yay or nay?
Well, I mean, so are they playing video games while streaming in a hot tub?
That seems dangerous. I mean, just chatting is a huge category here on Twitch. I mean, I accidentally was doing that for the first 2 episodes of this stream alone because I wanted in on the percentage of people that are on Twitch that are actually just in the just chatting section of Twitch.
Right.
I wanted in on that, and of course these folks are doing the same thing where they're getting into pools and hot tubs that in their bathing suits to get the attention of Twitch. Probably not YouTube. Maybe YouTube. I don't know.
I mean,
yeah, no, gaming in a hot tub, not a good idea. They're probably just hanging out. I think I was doing a quick look right now. There was like at least one channel with like 600 people watching this one person bathing suit, just chatting.
Yeah, I mean,
like I said, if it's their niche and it works for them,
Yeah.
Well, it's not a niche. It's people are using the age-old tactic of sex sells, and if you're displaying half your body on Twitch talking to people, people are going to tune in because they want to see your half-naked body.
Well, I mean, this is the same generation that made OnlyFans a thing, so why not?
Well, I mean, OnlyFans is just like one step up from like Pornhub premium accounts.
I think it's a little different.
Well, yeah, it is, but I'm just to get the general point across is what I'm trying to do.
I don't know, and maybe it's a thing of it. Should we be shaming people that are showing off their bodies? And they're not doing anything that's sexually explicit. They're just wearing a bathing suit. People want to talk to them, so they're providing that sort of,
I respect the fact that they want to do it. There are other platforms to do it on, though. Because Twitch, when it first came out, has always been about, like, gaming.
But it's not exclusively to gaming now. I mean, it's got several categories of, IRL, cover things from chatting to folks, science, hiking, and whatnot.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I know there's a lot of people who don't agree with me and do agree with you, Zach, that it's not something that's meant for this platform. And honestly, if I was told that I could jump into a hot tub right here in my office and sit in front of the camera and just talk to people and get 100 viewers, I wouldn't say I wouldn't do it. I mean, you're talking to me right now, but my camera is focused on my dogs because they are more adorable than I am.
I don't know, John. You probably get a lot of people who played Daddy Dream Date.
Dream Daddy, yeah.
Dream Daddy, yeah, that thing.
Dream Daddy is definitely something that we've talked about in this house. And now that you've brought that up, I will have to turn it on you, Zach. So tell me, Zach, when do you plan on cosplaying Ox King?
Ox King?
Yeah, Ox King from Dragon Ball.
I mean, I could. Hey, he's rich, he has a castle, he has a wonderful family, he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, if you want to talk about who's cosplaying what, Daddy, I'm gonna bring up Ox King. I'm not saying it's a bad daddy. I'm just we were looking, honestly, me and Lauren were actually looking at a bunch of Dragon Ball stuff. I can't remember why, but we were just looking at, no, it's because Lauren was wanting to dress up and do cosplay as characters. And I had mentioned Android 18, and then I also mentioned with my new haircut, I look like Android 16.
Yeah.
But then it also went into what other characters do we look like, and there was looking at Bulma, and then I think I mentioned Ox King is another, because I have a big beard, and any other character that's out there, I would have to cut my beard because they're all fucking clean-shaven.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, wait, Ox King, I could probably do Ox King, but we looked at it, it's like, you know who would actually do Ox King better would be Zach. Because he literally only needs the horned helmet, and I'm sure he's got the suspenders.
I don't have suspenders, but I could probably get them easily.
Oh yeah, no, it's not something you couldn't get. It's like, there's no suspenders anywhere. There's a drought of suspenders.
Heck, I could probably go down to the freaking plus-size store near my, where I live right now and get all that stuff.
Sorry, Zach, Lauren's like, you know, there is one thing that Ox King definitely has besides the money in the house, and that is that he has gotten laid at least once, because he does have a kid.
I mean, I don't boast, but I've had sex before.
I know. You've told me the stories. I don't need to hear them again.
It's not too far. But no, it's like, I would go as Ox King. There's a lot of cosplayers, or not a lot of cosplayers, a lot of characters I would love to cosplay.
I guess here's another one quick question before you try moving forward into E3 2020 and whatnot. Would you go as Ox King Dragon Ball or Ox King Dragon Ball Z and forward?
I would probably go Dragon Ball Z and forward.
Okay. I mean, it's definitely going to be the easier costume to put together. You don't have it's not the full armor set and whatnot.
Yeah, because, I mean, making the armor would be probably a little bit outside my expertise when it comes to cosplay, which
That's
my
fair.
expertise is none at all. And not to mention, Dragon Ball Z Ox King looks a lot more friendlier.
Yeah.
Which means more hugs at conventions.
I guess there is one other thing you need to do. Can you do the Ox King laugh?
I'd have to hear it and give it a few tests before I could do it, but I could probably...
I swear it's like... Alright, enough of that. Enough of that. We now talk about other things.
I was gonna say, I swear one day I'm gonna cosplay as a young Obi-Wan. I'm gonna make that happen someday.
I'm sure you've got the Jedi robes. I definitely know you've got the lightsabers and stuff at him.
Not just one.
He does have Jedi robes, except they're bathrobes.
Yeah.
See, Lauren got me Jedi robes a little while back, and I think it was actually like, I can't remember what time in 2019 I got them, and I haven't gotten a chance to use them, and then of course, that was before 2020, and now it's...
I could just be lazy day off Obi-Wan who's just wearing the Jedi robe bathrobe and like a t-shirt and pajamas underneath.
But see, then it's not canon, because Obi-Wan has always worked.
It's like, I can't believe you've got me out of bed for this, Anakin.
Oh man, I'm trying to think of some sort of coffee mug saying that's like, you know, you won't... I'm dark side before my coffee.
Oh no, I think I found one. I found it. It's one that says, always be yourself unless you can be a Jedi Master.
No, I got it. You get one of those warm-up coffee mugs, that's like, once it gets to a certain level, it's like, you're this. And you just have it at different points in Obi-Wan's life through the prequel. And then when it's like, at the part where it's like, you're good, it says, hello there.
Hello there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of been on my mind. Also, when we go on our trip, I'm just going to let you know, if there's ever any drinking shenanigans going on while we're there. My plan is to find the biggest set of stairs I can find, run up them really quickly, and look down at you and go, "It's over, Jonathan! I have the high ground!"
Oh, God. I'm going to make my dad so embarrassed.
I was going to say, if you're not, then what's the point?
No, I'll be fine. I'll think it's funny. My dad's the one that's going to be like, God damn, I forget my son's a fucking nerd.
Embarrass your dad in front of all his friends.
It won't be in front of his friends, because his thing isn't going to be until Monday, and we'll be gone by then. All right, so E3 2021, it's coming. Prepare. Are we prepared? Yes, it's. You have you? Are you checking with me first?
Half. Like, are they actually going to do the convention this year?
Not a convention. It's going to be online once again, or not once again, but it's going to be online.
Okay.
But there's a bit of worry. I don't know about worry, but there's going to be a bit of competition going on. And that is a list that I've assembled for E3 knowledge right now. And so I've got a list of, the soonest other online conventions that are going to be happening that are competing directly with E3. Or at least I would say it's directly competing with E3, at least attention-wise. You've got the Wholesome Direct. May 2021. I don't know if I actually found a day for that one, but it's not It's not going to be a huge bit of competition. It's going to be, for the most part, a indie show. Very low key. It's got wholesome in the name, so it's not trying to be a big bombastic event.
It's just going to be a lot of independent developers with small titles.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of small titles that aren't, AAA. However, something I had talked about last week that would be interesting is the fact that there is the Summer Game Show. And when I talked about it, I believed, or I was under the impression, it was coming out in July. And they recently updated saying that no, they're not going to be coming out in July. They are coming out on June 1st. And I believe this game show actually came out last year when E3 didn't happen. So this is almost like a direct sort of, rather than wait for E3 to happen, we're going to try and become the new online event thing that possibly takes out E3. It's the E3 killer. No. But E3 2021 is supposed to be happening June 12th to June 15th. And sharing June 12th is going to be Ubisoft Forward. They've decided they don't need to do a show with everyone else. They're going to do their own show, talking about all their shenanigans and whatnot. I'm so happy to hear about the next Assassin's Creed thing.
Well, I am. I'm still waiting for the DLC to drop for
the Wrath of the Druids, right?
Yeah. And also, they did announce that we were finally going to get one-handed swords back, which is awesome, because that's like one of my 2 complaints about the whole game, is like, where are my one-handed swords at? But no, we're getting them back now. That makes me happy.
Yeah, I think I've already told you where I am in the camp of the shenanigans that is this. So, and I've made it clear to other episodes. Not on the same boat. I'm still, I stopped at Syndicate, I think, was the last one I played.
Really? Because Syndicate is the only one, other than Valhalla, obviously, because I'm waiting for the DLC, but Syndicate is the only one I haven't finished, because I can't stand it. I've tried.
I haven't finished it either. I haven't started anything after Syndicate, though. I didn't do Origins, Odyssey, or Valhalla. It's just, it's Souls-like for me, and I'm not happy with it. I mean, I didn't even finish, Jedi Knight Fallen Order.
You didn't finish Fallen Order? It's like 5 hours long.
It's not played 5 hours for me. It's played very much on loop for me of, I live, I die, I live again. Because I'm not good at
Souls-like?
At Souls-like hack and slash games. It's very much out of my wheelhouse. and I get my ass kicked a lot.
Alright,
Yeah,
well, I
when it comes to
suppose
Souls
that's
like
acceptable.
when it comes to Souls like it's all comes down to just practice. But you both have me beaten in Assassin's Creed. I only played up to the second one. I didn't even finish either of them.
Huh.
And
Yeah.
he didn't even get to the good ones.
No, he did.
No.
He played 2. 2 was good.
No, I'm being a joke. So let's see. After Ubisoft Forward is going to be the PC gaming show plus the future gaming show. Lauren says that they've never played any Assassin's Creed, so they win.
Really? Because from where I'm standing, they lose.
I mean, it's all a matter of perspective, really.
Yeah. It's all a matter of opinion.
But anyway, PC gaming show and forward our future gaming show, which starts June 13th, second day of the E3. The E3 events.
Right.
Being run by the PC Gamer magazine. So that's going to be interesting. It's going to be focusing mostly on, I'm assuming, everything that's going to be coming out for Steam and PC VR. But it just seems like everything's happening in such a small circle. Because on top of, all of that is in May and June. And then, of course, after that, we eventually will get PAX, which I don't believe has been announced exactly when. I've got July 15th to July 18th on here, but I haven't found an actual, site that confirms this for me. This might have been like what happened last year, just being, this is when they plan on doing it. But I'm interested to see what's going to happen on PAX as well. Mainly because just PAX is sort of the one that I grew up with when it comes to conventions and all that. I'd never gone to an E3 or Comic-Con or anything. PAX has been the big convention for me. Being out here Pacific Northwest and all that. Lastly, of course, coming up in July is July 19th to July 23rd is the Game Developers Conference.
Game Developers Conference. Is that as boring as it sounds?
It's probably not really going to be meant for us as people who play games, more as going to be the guys that make them are going to be more in attendance for this one. Showing off, new engine stuff, new engine hardware, so on and so forth. Lauren has posted in the chat, in light of going... Okay, so looks like a tweet. So in light of in light of ongoing public health concerns, Reed, Pop, and Penny Arcade will not hold PAX East this year, given the U.S. progress towards addressing COVID-19 in recent months. We cautiously optimistic West and Unplugged will proceed in person, festivals September 3rd to the 6th and December 12th to the 10th to the 12th. Okay, so they're
possibly in the future we can actually attend.
Yeah, so long as things go well with
Someday, if we're not all dead.
Yeah, it's gonna be a very interesting sort of. God, I'm just imagining what it's going to be like in the next convention, knowing all the stuff that's been going on. Like, I was thinking about it the other day too, of how many people are going to be wearing masks, even if COVID gets solved or at least very least contained. How many people are still going to wear mask coverings to conventions and whatnot, fearing con crud more and more?
Probably a lot.
Yeah, I definitely know that it's just con crud has always been something that's just been weirdly effective to me. Or weirdly affected me. I normally am very tough to getting sick, and it's always been a thing of I got con crud,
Yeah. Let's see.
So I'm excited for in-person events, but I think more so, guys, for in-person events, I think that I'm really hoping to do is hang out with you two.
Aww.
I don't need the big 2,000, people packed into a room. I just need 2,000 people packed around my house. No,
Aww.
no,
That's
just.
gay.
And what's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. I'm sorry I woke you, Porter.
You upset your
I was
own
gonna say, I
dog.
guess your dog's not asleep anymore, right?
Porter's eye opened, and that's about it. Lauren says, "Stop giving you nightmares." Yeah, I'm gonna stop talking. Not 2,000 people. Just having you guys at the house playing D&D in my game room. God, the game room in the last year is turned into a disheveled mess of it's now a storage unit. And I really wish you guys were here, because I showed Cody this, and I don't think I got a chance to show you, and I'm going to put on the stream a little bit. I found the coolest thing at Value Village. Was it Value Village? Goodwill. It was Goodwill. It is the coolest Millennium Falcon toy. It is massive. It has a bunch of cool buttons. It has a fun little foot pedal, where if you pick it up off the ground and it's on, it will just start making noises like it's flying. It's got a bunch of buttons that make blaster noises. It has pop-out things of additional blasters that aren't like lore-friendly cannons and whatnot, but it's still fun. It's still fun, blaster things to have on a kid's toy. And best of all, I got it for $3 freaking.
Nice.
Nice.
It sounds like probably like a 70s, late 80s model toy.
No, Zach, it's 2020. It has
Really?
Finn in it. It has Finn, BB-8, and some random dude. I've got the figures for the new Star Wars movie guys in it. So it's a new toy.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's a
Sounds
new
like
toy.
fun,
It would have probably cost me to get it at the store like $25, $30. I got it for $3. In what looks like perfect condition. I can honestly say, though, the reason that someone has given this away is because it's loud as fuck. It is. There's so many buttons and whatnot that make noise and just goes and goes. And like I said, if you pick this thing up, it will constantly make noise. And unless you figure out the buttons for it, it will continue to make noise. I mean, carrying this thing to the front was a bit of a nightmare for Lauren, because I was carrying it, trying to make sure it didn't squawk and scream. And it was yeah, Lauren was like, this was very much a, get this away from my child, Goodwill, thanks.
I'm gonna say, no, John, what you really want is that you just want the two of us cloned 1,000 times each to hang out at your house.
Yeah. Lauren says that they need to probably bring this sort of environment slowly. They need to be reintroduced into society like an animal that's been stuck in the zoo for forever.
Are you talking about me? 'Cause
No,
I feel like
my
you're talking
wife.
about me
My
right now.
wife is saying they need to be slowly reintroduced to people in their environment.
Yeah.
It's very much like they've been in captivity for so long, they need to be slowly reintroduced into regular society. Whew. And
Yeah,
Cody is not regular society, by the way. I love him, but he's definitely not regular society.
Cody's just not regular.
I mean, we can't say this. I can't say the same for most of the rest of us, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Jumping back on track here real quick, I wanted to mention one thing I don't see is any Nintendo Directs.
Didn't we just have one?
We had one in February, I think.
I swear they just came out with one Like, I follow them on YouTube and whatnot, so I always get, like, a bunch. I love it when I'm on YouTube and I see, like, oh, there's been 8 YouTube videos passed in the last hour. Must have been a YouTube Direct. Or Nintendo Direct.
No, last Nintendo Direct was February 17th.
I feel like this is... I'm checking their YouTube videos. I swear they had a small one here a second ago. Like, they've got a bunch of these videos that got uploaded a week ago. Maybe it wasn't
videos.
a YouTube... Maybe it wasn't... Oh, no. It was the Nintendo Switch Indie World Showcase. That's what came out a week ago.
Gotcha.
Not to mention, they're also, like, talking up Pokemon Snap, by the way. That's... Oh, God, I'm excited for that.
See, I'm still waiting for more news on Breath of the Wild 2.
See, I'm excited for that as well. I think for us, something we need to play that I've got is the Age of Calamity. Was it Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to come over and play that. Or borrow it from you.
Probably not borrow. It's not going to leave the house, but maybe play with. Excited for Pokemon Snap. I'm hoping for Calamity or the next Breath of the Wild game to come as well. There was one of the games that was on here that looks super weird. That is, like, it looks like multi-time stream sort of gameplay of Road 96. If you guys get a chance to check that one out, it looks cool. It's very much you're a person escorting this kid around across country. It's weird.
Oh, it's on Steam.
Yeah, Lauren's like, no, you're not getting anywhere near my Age of Calamity. It's my present, mine, my precious.
It kind of looks like a story game, kind of probably in the same kind of vein as like the Tall Tale games, or like games like what was that one game that came out that everyone liked?
Life is Strange.
Life is Strange, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you're wrong. It looks similar. It has a similar feel to it looking at it. But, you say, Telltale, and I'm just kind of like, man, I wish I could get more of the, what's it, Tales from the Borderlands? Tales from the Borderlands.
Yeah.
God, I love that series. That was a great one. And I wish more could come out.
I am still waiting for the next season of the Game of Thrones Telltale games, but now that Game of Thrones has become what Game of Thrones is right now, I'm not sure if we're going to get one. Which is sad, because I love it. I love the characters. I love the story. And it ended on the world's biggest cliffhanger, and I am upset.
Yeah. One, it doesn't help that, the game also, or the show ended so poorly.
Being what it is what I meant. It's like, it did not... I can't imagine there's going to be a whole lot of people asking for...
Yeah, no.
Oh man, more Game of Thrones, please.
Please, sir, can I have some more?
Please, sir, I want some more Game of Thrones.
No, you could have any more
fucking
Game of
bad.
Thrones.
You don't get Game of Thrones, you just get The Witcher.
I'm like, I can live with that.
Yeah, you're that's the wrong way of going with it if you're trying to make it bad.
It's like, oh no, I guess we'll just have to...
Oh no, I gotta take this game and enjoy it. Oh no.
I bought it. I can play it on my PC, I can play it on my PS4, or I can play it on the Switch.
I'm surprised you don't also have it for PS3.
It's out for PS3?
The Witcher?
I don't know.
I thought
Yeah,
so.
Witcher 3. I don't know. I know that Witcher 2 came out on the 360. But I don't know. Yeah, no. Later I will play The Witcher on my Switch, or as I call it, the Switcher.
Switcheroo.
Yeah. Toss a game to your switcher.
I actually, first off, I've been rewatching the TV series again. And second off, did I ever tell you that I made a spoof for that song? Or it was a parody.
No, I don't know that you did.
I made a parody because I was really deep into my Star Wars role-playing site that I do. And I had this one starship that I really liked that I had gotten for pretty much for free because I won it in a raffle, and it was an expensive ship that I got for free, and I'm just gonna I need to pimp this thing up. And I found there's a Jawa that's out there that does a lot of these new features and whatnot, and I'm like, I want to make it look cool, add tentacles onto it, it needs to look badass. And he did it for me, and I'm like, fantastic. And it was pretty cheap to do. So of course, there's not been a lot of money that has gone into this. So of course, if there's no money going into it, I needed to add some willpower. And I'm like, thank you so much, I really appreciate it. This ship looks badass. I'm going to write you a song. And I wrote, toss a credit to your Jawa.
Toss a credit to your Jawa.
Toss a credit to your Jawa, oh, planets aplenty. Yeah, it's something like that. And of course, that wasn't the only song that I did for that site. I also did at one point make it was Country Roads. I did Country Roads in the tune, or not in the tune, but I did a song based on just my starship is flying back home to, and because I worked for I was doing Trade Federation, so of course it's all one of our main bases, and one of the places I parked all my ships was this star system called Mantessa. And so of course it was hyperlanes take me home to the place where I belong, old Mantessa. So yeah, I put a bunch of creativity into those two songs and never did anything else. And because I decided to take up streaming, I also dropped that Star Wars game that I remember trying to get both of you guys into very fervently.
And I said no.
And I tried, and
flew into a sun.
I flew into a sun because nobody explained that to me.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I want to backtrack to one thing real quick.
No, we can't backtrack. We must go forward. What do you think this is? Back to the future?
We have to go forwards.
No one said you couldn't. All right. What are you trying to go back to? What are you trying to go back to?
Hot tub streamers. Because...
Okay.
Well, no, because... I was scrolling through some stuff while we were talking, like I normally do. Like anyone would do. And, I noticed that there's, VTubers are starting to, do that also. Hot tub Twitches. There was a free hot tub asset for VTubers, and it's customizable. Yeah. And you know what?
Send it to Leaf. You need to send that to Leaf. They're a plant person. They need a water source.
Isn't it? Isn't it a Discord server that I'm in with them? So, yeah. They have it. They see it. They're pondering.
Very nice. Ooh, Nintendo apparently has strongly hinted at Breath of the Wild 2 to be addressed at the upcoming E3, which they have said they will be at, which is another probably reason they're not doing any Nintendo Directs.
Okay. Well, it's just, I remember last year they were talking about we're not gonna do anything with E3 or anything, we're gonna do our own thing, and I didn't know they were carrying that over to this year.
Well, they probably did their own thing last year, just because, there was no other way to talk about their stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you, Xfinity, for telling me we've used all of our data. Fun.
Oh, you guys too, huh? At least yours comes back on the 27th, right?
I have no idea.
That's when mine comes back, is on the 27th or the 28th of every month.
Yeah. No,
I never hit that.
35 years of Zelda. Nice.
Yeah. Zelda, one of the best franchises out there.
Yeah, which is funny because I am actually playing Zelda games. Well, I mean, not right now, but that's what I've been doing over the last couple days.
Didn't you say you're playing New Vegas, now you're on World of Warships, and now you're on Zelda? Have you got like 3 screens going? I must take all the games.
No, I haven't been playing Zelda recently. In fact, I actually haven't gotten to play the Zelda game I've been trying to play all day because my wife has been using that TV, but I've been trying to play Twilight Princess.
Nice.
Yeah, Twilight Princess is a good one.
Honestly, they're all good.
Yeah, no, I've not, I'll be honest, I think I've told you, Zach, and Adam, I'm sure you probably know this, through osmosis, never completed any Zelda game besides Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, no, it took me a while to finish my first Legend of Zelda game too, because I don't think I finished my first Legend of Zelda game until after high school.
Well, I'm assuming you had Nintendo consoles though, right?
Oh, yes. Yes, I did.
I never had a Nintendo console until I lived with Lauren.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so I've never had a chance to play. Never had a chance to play and beat them. So, of course, the first chance that I got, I think the most that I've completed with one was, I think I did, Zach, you let me borrow your was it? You had the 3DS copy of Ocarina of Time, and I got past. Yeah. I got to the sword. I got the Master Sword, and traveled forward in time, and that is the last I left off on that.
Yeah.
And I touched a little bit onto Majora's Mask, never beat it, and now I'm fairly certain I've got both, and I've got the Nintendo console here. So it seems like once I've completed Ape Escape 100%. Zelda seems to be where I need to touch on next.
That sounds
good. You have to bring me aboard for that. But I just want to chime in that I beat my first Zelda when I was 7.
Yeah. Well, I was never good at Zelda. I played a lot of Zelda as a kid, but I was never very good at it. Mostly, I just had fun fucking around,
Yeah.
Going to Walmart Ranch and kicking the shit out of the chickens and then having them kick the shit out of me.
Yeah, no, I think the first game that I ever beat was the My Little Pony Sega Genesis game. And that's not a shock factor thing, that is an actual fact. We had the My Little Pony Sega Genesis game. I never watched the show, but we had a game, and it was on the Sega Genesis, and of course I was going to play it. And there was one section of that game that's super weird, where like there's a witch that follows you around and tries to like beat you. And whatnot, which I'm still a little bit freaked out about everything, but of course that witch freaked me the fuck out, and managed to get past that, beat all the pony level things, and managed to get the W, as it were.
Yeah. Let's see. The only Legend of Zelda games that I have finished are Twilight Princess, which is the first one I ever finished, and then the 3DS port of Ocarina of Time, and A Link Between Worlds for the 3DS, and of course Breath of the Wild. Those are the only ones I've finished, and I'm like, I really ought to finish.
Do you remember what the first game you ever beat was?
The first game I ever beat? Ooh. My knee-jerk reaction is Star Fox 64, I think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That sounds about right for me, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys both beat the same game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lauren thinks that their first one that they beat was Pokemon Yellow.
Do you want?
That was a good one. I love that one. I think that was actually one of my favorite finds whenever we were like cleaning the house one time when I was when I lived with my parents. Was like going through the house. We were vacuuming underneath the couch, and then it's like, what's this what's this blocky thing? And it's Pokemon Yellow. It was hiding under the couch the whole time. I'm gonna go play it.
And I'm thinking about that now. I think my first game actually would have been Pokemon Blue.
Your first game you beat, or the first game you ever played?
Beat.
Okay. Yeah, no, my first game that I ever finished was definitely Star Fox 64, I think.
Yeah. The first game I ever played, I can't quite remember, but I'm
Well,
pretty
I
sure...
do remember the first game I ever played. Pretty sure.
Well, okay, are we talking about consoles or computer? Because...
all of them.
Either or.
Man. It.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think my first game was some kind of Doom game. And I think I remember when I played it.
Was it that one that was the Jesus port?
No.
It was the Noah's Ark port of Doom or Wolfenstein. One of those two. Have you guys heard of that one?
I have
Yes,
not.
I have.
Yeah, no,
I did hear about this.
They took like Wolfenstein or Doom. It was one of those two because they're both very similar in their appearance.
Yeah, it was
Wolfenstein. But they replaced all the visuals with, it was supposed to look like the inside of Noah's Ark, and they're shooting all of the, and instead of shooting guns, you're using a slingshot, and you're trying to put the animals to sleep so you can get them stored away for the Ark, or some lunacy like that.
Yeah, I remember the Angry Video Game Nerd back in the day talked about this, and he said that I don't even know if this is true or not, but that came about because the Super Nintendo port of Wolfenstein was completely butchered by Nintendo, and they censored, they censored the blood, they censored the Nazi imagery, they censored as much as they could get away with. And id Software were so pissed about it that they gave the source code for Wolfenstein to this company to make their Noah's Ark game, because that Noah's Ark game is not officially licensed by Sony or by Nintendo.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should have a segment in the future for westernized censorship.
Mm-hmm.
But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I think there was what was it? I want to say that does sound like something. There was a YouTube channel that I used to watch a lot of that I don't know if it even still makes videos now. It was like, Did You Know Gaming or whatnot that talked about. It had a thing that it came out with called Region Locked, where it was essentially like it sounds like a similar thing, but it's games that were either censored or changed or not even released at all to other regions because of either cultural differences or other things that became roadblocks. I have one last thing on here before we I've got nothing left prepared, and that is, of course, my pride and joy as an Xbox owner, which is the big list. So it's the big list of Game Pass turnovers, with April coming to an end and May coming in. There's a bunch of games that are leaving and coming, or that are coming and going. So
they come and go.
Yeah.
They come and go.
So of course, if you guys have Xbox Game Pass, which is great for PC and Xbox, please sponsor me. Give me money.
I think you stream a lot more Xbox games for that.
I will. Oh God, I love Game Pass. It's probably one of my favorite features. And I found out I got Crusader Kings on Game Pass on the PC because of it. And it's. I would have definitely tried to shell out that money if I ever found it, but the fact that I didn't have to is definitely a plus. So incoming titles. coming between now and the 30th. You've got Second Extinction, which is it looks like an indie title, so it's got a game preview, which is their word for beta. When it comes to Xbox and PC, this is coming to the console and to the PC and cloud, which I don't understand that lingo. I thought that meant PC. So console, cloud, and PC. Second Extinction looks. I'll take a look at that one. Destroy All Humans is coming to console, cloud, and PC as well.
Nice.
It's a good game.
Yes. And Fable Anniversary and Fable 3. So one and the new one and the new and 3 are coming to cloud.
Why not 2?
I don't know why they did. They never made it for PC, if I remember correctly, and I don't know why, because it was one of my favorites. There's only 3 games that I could choose that I'd want to play of the Fable series, being 1, 2, and 3. None of the spin-offs really interest me. And 2 is probably up there as my first favorite, just because of the amount of agency I felt in it. I didn't feel I had the same amount of agency in 3 or in 1. There are definitely other games that you feel like your choices matter more, but if you're comparing Fable games to one another, 2 is definitely the one that felt like I had the most control over everything that I was doing. And I think it would be great to have that on PC, and also having like modding tools. That's something that also I never see on Fable. And if there is mods, they're usually really chunky, so it doesn't it's never seamless. Not to mention 3 is just I don't know. I was never a huge fan of 3. They've got a great cast of voice actors, but I don't think I was a fan of the fact that this second half of the game can pass.
It's total bullshit.
Yeah, it's the second half of the game is just kind of it's a quick fuck you, and then it's over. So titles that are leaving Game Pass come the 30th. Is going to be Endless Legend, For the King, Fractured Minds, Levelhead, Moving Out, and Thumper. Of these ones, I think only 2 that I've really paid any attention to is Endless Legend, which is one that I'm sad I only have 6 days left to try out. It's supposed to be a turn-based. It's supposed to be a turn-based 4X game, which is something I usually am very into, and it's something I probably have to give a shot sooner rather than later. And For the King is a similar sort of turn-based RPG, something that I think all of us could actually play together, choosing our own classes. And it's sort of a weird sort of rags to riches D&D dungeon crawler sort of game. I don't know if you guys have seen it at all.
I have not. Also, it is past my bedtime because I need to wake up and take my meds. So I will talk to you guys later.
Well, thank you for joining us, Adam. It's been a lot of fun talking to you. And
all right,
the dogs say goodbye.
Goodbye, dogs. I'll see you for D&D tomorrow.
Sounds good.
All right. Bye.
Let's see. Lauren has got lots of speculation on the interwebs on more Zelda remakes and remasters that'll be coming to announce on E3. Lauren says they're thinking there's possibly going to be a sort of Super Mario All-Star thing for The Legend of Zelda that came out with Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy. But it'll be coming out instead with Legend of Zelda titles instead, which I'm guessing would probably be like... Would they do Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask again?
See, my business sense says they should, because it has a big fan base and it would sell very well if they brought it back to anything. But knowing Nintendo, they probably won't.
Well, and it's also one of those things of you can look at other games like Skyrim and Gun that get remade all the time. And I definitely agree. At the very least, if Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, if one of those two is going to get remade, it's going to be Ocarina of Time. Majora's Mask might come later, but not as quickly as Ocarina will.
Well, probably what they'll do is that they'll bundle it together, because that's what they did with some of the popular Mario titles recently. They had, Super Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy in like a 3-for-1 bundle.
Yeah, that was the All-Stars I just mentioned. No, but I think if what's going to make it easy to port though is the fact if you can port Ocarina of Time, it should be the exact same thing. It should be the exact same sort of needed programming and ability to do Majora's Mask. It's going to be very little work to port one and then have the resources to do the exact same thing to port the other. Whereas you can't say the same for Wind Waker, because it's made for an entirely different console, it's made differently.
Well, I mean, Wind Waker would probably be easy to do because they re-released it for the Wii U. That's only one gaming generation behind for Nintendo. And when it comes to porting over Ocarina and Majora's Mask, both of those were on the 3DS. So I think it'd be relatively easy to get all three of those titles over.
Right, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying the fact is, if you can port over Majora's Mask or Ocarina of Time, you have literally everything you need to port Majora's Mask. You've got all the same NPC characters, and it's sort of almost re-releasing everything else. It's taking the same puzzle pieces and being able to put them together differently, but still get a picture.
Yeah.
Twilight Princess. Lauren says that they haven't actually had an HD release and never came to Switch, so that's where their money's at.
Yeah. Twilight Princess was so good, and it had so many interesting things in it. It was on the Wii U.
Yeah, no, I've gotta think about. I don't know if they would do anything else with the other things that came out after Wind Waker 2, like the handhelds that came out for it. Was it the Twilight Tracks? What was the train one? Phantom Tracks?
Phantom. Let's see. There's Phantom Hourglass and Phantom Track. I think it was Phantom Tracks. Now I gotta look it up.
Now I gotta look it up. Look what you made me do, John. You made me work.
Phantom Train.
Phantom Train. I knew it was
Spirit Tracks. Sorry, Spirit Tracks. It's Phantom Hourglass Spirit Tracks.
Okay.
Which it was.
It's Ghost something. That's clearly what it is.
Yeah. It's X thing that involves afterlife.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if I remember the chronological order, it goes Phantom Hourglass, then Spirit Tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Because Phantom Hourglass takes place after Wind Waker.
Right. So if they were to do Wind Waker, Phantom Hourglass, Spirit Tracks as a trilogy bundle, that would be interesting. Probably, I wouldn't say it would be as good as, Ocarina of Time. It doesn't have the same, nostalgic power.
Yeah, I don't think it would transfer over well, because Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks had a lot of dependability on the dual touchscreen.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Yeah, no, I forgot about that part. That's an important thing to think about. You know what they definitely should bring back, though? Ape Escape! For fuck's sake, PlayStation! Come on!
Well, I mean...
Sorry, I need to do that at least once an episode. I've made that promise to myself, and I don't think I've really mentioned. You know, it's a great series. I'm playing it again now, and bring it back. So God help me, bring it back.
I mean, the thing with Ape Escape, it has a very small niche community.
It is a cult classic. It is the first game to utilize the DualShock controller that PlayStation has built its fucking empire on.
I know.
Respect your elders.
I'm not disrespecting it at all. I'm just saying it's not popular enough to bring back.
I think if they were to bring it back, it would. I really love the game. I really want it to come back, and I'm just gonna sit there and keep spouting it off until somebody listens to me. You look like you're gonna fall off the couch there, buddy. You know that? You really do. Like, are you looking at this?
Yeah, I'm watching.
Look at him. He's just like, he's so close to falling off. Fun fact.
He's on the edge. He's about to break.
The things that Phantom Mutters. Oh, you're done? Okay. The things that Phantom Mutters when Link talks to them are actually, like, frustrations the dev had during programming.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me. Porter, go back up.
Porter, go back up. All right. What else? I was cackling a little bit, and of course I'm talking about Ape Escape, and I had this thought, and I wanted to talk to you about two movies that I saw this week, going through Netflix, having not watched for some reason the two movies that I should be talking about, which is Godzilla versus King Kong and Mortal Kombat. Haven't watched either of those. Instead, no, I watched these two Chinese movies about Ne Zha.
What?
So Ne Zha is a Chinese myth not too dissimilar to other media made about things like the Monkey King and the Journey to the West. And
Wukong.
I watched two movies that are based on the same character. I guess Lauren also wants me to make sure that we are celebrating Josie and the Pussycats, 20 years of greatness. Has it seriously been 20 years since Josie and the Pussycats came out?
I think it's been more than that.
We're about to feel old because that was like when NSYNC was super popular, wasn't it?
Do you want to know what's 20 years old right now?
That's Josie.
Shrek.
Josie.
Shrek is 20 years old.
Came out in 2001, my friend.
Okay, hold on.
The movie with Rochelle Leigh McCook. Rochelle Leigh Cook?
Wait, was that live action movie?
Yeah, the live action Josie and the Pussycats came out in 2001.
I remember seeing part of that once.
Zach, if you come here, Lauren will strap you into the new couch and force you to watch it.
I do not want.
I mean, Josie and the Pussycats is the best movie in the world. Why did I say that?
Your wife has you at gunpoint.
No. It is a fun movie to watch. Lauren loves the movie. It's a fun one to watch. Weirdly, IMDb does not love it as much as you do, love.
I mean, the only thing Josie and the Pussycat related that I really remember.
Yeah,
is
IMDb,
back when I was...
Rotten Tomatoes, and Metacritic all have it like at 50%.
Yeah.
But they could have also just been people at the time. That's their recordings of it.
Do you want has a better rating? The actual animation that came out in the 70s.
Hey, you're gonna pick fights with somebody that's gonna be nice to you, so don't do it. Damn, Shrek is also
20 years old.
Man, Shrek is also 20. Jeez.
Shrek
I'm an adult.
is still going strong. There are still people, places, who post links to the entire movies of Shrek on Discord. I've shared them. Yeah, also, Lauren, be nice to me? Come on. Does that ever happen?
All right, you've got me on this track of I gotta see movies released in 2000. Oh! Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
God.
Spirited Away. A Knight's Tale.
Ah, that's one of my favorite movies, too.
Osmosis Jones.
God, that was a movie.
Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within. Goddamn, that was a movie?
That was a movie.
Atlantis, The Lost Empire.
Woo! That was a good movie.
20 years ago.
John, we're getting old.
Okay, anything else that we... Super Troopers?
That's 20 years old?
That's 20 years old.
Fuck.
Also, apparently, it's speaking of, Knight's Tale and, or no, wait, I'm thinking of the wrong person. Did you ever see the movie Rockstar? I love the movie Rockstar.
No.
It was such a weird one. It's essentially this guy is such a fanboy of, like, a Metallica band, and their lead singer gets kicked out, but he does only their cover, like, his band is, he, like, forces his band to only do their covers. And the band, and of course, the band hears his covers and think they're really good, and because they're getting rid of the lead singer, they bring him in to replace him, and so he goes from fanboy to rock star. Fellowship of the Ring. Ah, no! Stop it! I remember watching Fellowship of the Ring and Shrek back to back.
I remember.
And then, of course, I remember watching Lord of the Rings. I gotta say, Fellowship of the Ring was one of the first times I think I remember, like, sitting through a movie, getting to that cliffhanger of there's more movie to come, and I'm being like, when's the next one coming out, Mom?
I remember when Harry Potter came out on VHS. Sorry, that was me regurgitating me being old.
You're gonna be fine.
VHS, John. But
VHS.
No, I remember.
That's fair. That's fair.
I remember during that time I was living with my grandmother, and my grandmother was very like, well, it still is very like Christian, and
your mom,
anything magic was bad and evil. So I remember we got the VHS of Harry Potter
like that, yep.
and the Sorcerer's Stone, and we had to hide it so our grandma didn't find it.
Oh, what's this? The Inuyasha movie, Affections Touching Across Time, apparently came out in 2001. Spy Kids. Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh, that one hurts.
God,
ooh, Lord just got a shirt for Brendan Fraser's Monkey Bones.
The second Mummy movie.
Yeah, Monkey Bones should be in horror. That's supposed to be a comedy, but no.
Isn't that the one about the cartoonist who dies and then his cartoon takes over his body?
Yeah. Ocean's 11. Yeah, that one. I also did not know that Ocean's 11 was a remake until like recently.
It was?
Yeah, there was a classic movie that was Ocean's 11, and then Ocean's 11, 12, and 13 are actually like and like I said, is it a remaster or a remake?
Well, I remember there was an
one was a
Ocean's
remake.
10.
Or not 10, sorry. 11 was a remake of the original Ocean's 11. And then they did 12, 13, and 8.
Right. Which 8 was like the main character's sister or something.
Yes. Which I think was fun. It was a little weird.
Yeah, I liked it. Mainly because I just liked the Ocean series altogether.
Yeah. Well, it's fuck, Jimmy Neutron. The movie that started the Jimmy Neutron TV show came out this 2001.
Fuck.
Jurassic Park 3. You were just talking about this. Rush Hour 2. Why do I keep doing this?
Rush Hour 2 was a really good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why are there so many good movies out in 2001?
Speaking of, Pootie Tang.
Pootie Tang?
I don't know. I don't know what it was because it came out in 2001 and I wasn't old enough to watch it. Kate Blanchett was really hot. Oh wow, the weird Mark Wahlberg Planet of the Apes. Just this is what my talk show is right now. Is just talking about movies that make me feel old.
Welcome to
I
the
saw
old
that Shallow
cast.
came out in 2001. I didn't think I was going to talk about that one because it's so fucking. Ugh. Ooh, Swordfish. It's always Swordfish.
Swordfish was good.
I think you only say that just because it's got.
Halle Berry titties,
Yeah.
yes. Hey, to be fair, Halle Berry hot. Like even nowadays, Halle Berry is still very attractive. Don't judge me.
That can't be right. That can't be right.
What?
Monsters Inc.
That sounds right.
How does? Ah, man.
Freddy got fingered.
Man, I'm just looking at going through this Google page right now of just what came out in 2001.
When did Treasure Planet come out?
Oh, Treasure Planet. God, I loved that movie. That was a good one. Of course, we were talking about that one before the show. 2002. You got another
Close.
year.
It was close. Oh, but no.
Oh, wait.
Treasure Planet.
When did... Speaking of... Muppet Treasure Island came out in 1996.
Yeah.
For a second there, I thought my dogs had run off. I don't know why, but they blended into the couch for a second.
Cats and Dogs came out in 2001.
Oh man. Okay, I think we should change the topic before we get ourselves down on. It's been 2 decades since some of our favorite movies came out.
Hannibal came out in 2000.
Alright, I'm closing this. I got to figure out something else because we're like I said, I'm past the point of structured content. I don't have any structured content anymore. It's just me, you, and the dogs. Structure was the last hour and a half. Maybe I should just cut it off now. Put a video game on.
We are at 8:30.
Yeah, we are at 8:30. Maybe I should put on Spy Party and we shoot each other.
Maybe. Mayhaps.
Lauren says we survived 2 decades past Glitter and Frankie got fingered, so they're proud of us. Society didn't crumble.
There was one thing I double checked earlier. You were talking about Did You Know Gaming?
Yeah.
I think the main reason why they haven't really been doing much is because, especially on like YouTube, is because of who was in charge of it during the time, which was John Jafari.
Oh, JonTron?
JonTron, yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, he was in charge of it because the people who created the Did You Know Gaming partnered up with Normal Boots, who was created by JonTron, and then JonTron turned out to be a giant racist.
Well, he's racist and he's a sexist, and he had this whole thing of being like, you know, he flipped out on like social justice warriors and just being a huge turd.
Yeah.
They still are making content though. I see it now, and it's like I think I've been seeing some of their stuff, but just less, not following it as much. You know what? Regional Lock came out like 4 months ago. Dragon Ball games that never got to the U.S. Featuring Team fucking 4-Star.
There you
See,
go.
this is the YouTube algorithm hating me.
The YouTube algorithm hates everyone, to be fair.
Well, if it hated everyone, it would give them my content.
Your content's not that bad. In my eyes, if you have even a few viewers, you're doing good.
Well, I've had 3, but I'm fairly certain that's you, me, and Lauren. Had actually a good grouping of guys that followed me yesterday. You were there. That's right. You were technically there for Kenshi.
Trying to remember Kenshi.
Well, you were there as listed in my chat, but you weren't active because they kept on trying to be like, Zach, talk to me. So I'm not sure if you were lurking by chance.
I was probably lurking, giving you a ghost view.
That's fair. I do that every now and again for some folks. There's a couple people that I like to just pop on whenever I see them playing Minecraft, and they've got what I've got. It's sound alerts, or other sound like components for Twitch, and
yeah.
I don't know if I don't have control over it, but I think other people might. And if you open it, no, I think I do have control over it. Can I don't know if everyone else can do it, but
it depends what program you're running.
I don't know. I was trying to do the sound alerts, but there's a couple folks where they're playing Minecraft, and they've put on their they put on their Minecraft noises like the creeper and whatnot. So it's like, yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna play the creeper noise for someone in the middle of their game of Minecraft. Just spook the.
That's not evil at all.
It is definitely a little bit chaotic at the very least. It definitely wakes them up. But I've openly invited them to come to during any of my streams and do the same thing to me. You know, should they find it necessary, or feel the mood come up on them to mess with me. So I relish the day that I'm gonna get spooked. Because it's going to be better than any time that I spent in Phasmophobia.
I don't like spook. Cannot.
Well, I'm fine with like a quick, sudden spook. I hated the whole thing of when I was playing Phasmophobia. Because you weren't with us, right?
Oh, I was with you for one of them. And all you guys were like, hey, Rogue, why don't you go piss off the ghost? It will be fun.
I think there was a lot of us that we said that because we thought, there's a little bit of our brains that, you know, if you know that meme that's out right now where it's like there's the 2 parts. There's a little bit, you know, 30% of our brains are like, you know, we'll joke around and prank him so that way, you know, he gets to be messed around with by the ghost. But 70% of our brains are more like, please let it be the new guy and not me again. Oh dear God, please not me again. That was definitely where my mind was. I'm glad. I was so happy that my keyboard was spazzing out one time, and I couldn't actually play the game because I didn't want to play the game anymore. So I was like, I'm so done. My computer's broken, and it is the only reason that I'm not, not in the house right now. Whew.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's I don't know if I could do. I think it was funny for everyone else, but I don't have the willpower to go through a horror game. And if that changes, I'll make sure everyone knows it. So Lauren wanted me to mention a new Firefly idea. I don't know if you were here for that.
No, I popped in right after Firefly.
Yeah, so it was like what I was mentioning new showrunners because it's so the day of the year it is both Scream Day, yeah, just screaming and yelling, but also Firefly Day. So it's Angry Firefly Nerd Day.
I can dig it.
And I was talking about, if you could choose a new showrunner that was not Joss Whedon, the terrible human being that he is, who would you choose? And we talked about a couple people. Lauren had sent me one while we were talking about everything else, though, saying that Emily Andress, the showrunner for Lost Girl and Winona Earp, would be really good for a showrunner because I don't know what Lost Girl is. I think that's supposed to be like... Is it supposed to be like Lost Boys, where it's a vampire sort of setting? But Winona Earp is very much... You take Wyatt Earp and make the main character... Lost Girl is not vampire stuff. Okay. Please explain to me what Lost Girl is if you get a chance in the chat. But Winona Earp is definitely sci-fi western. More sci-fi science fantasy than science fact. Or science fiction. So Lost Girl is IIRC. Girl finds out she is secretly a succubus. Lol.
I see.
Yeah, and I was definitely, I think these are good picks, or this is a good pick. I know that I was mentioning earlier Jon Favreau just because of his usage of the Western genre for Mandalorian was really cool. And I would love to see something similar done for Firefly, but then again, this would also depend on if Favreau has, the same level of love for Firefly as he does for Star Wars. Because, if he doesn't, then it's not going to be the same sort of lightning. Lauren says, IMDb, Lost Girl focuses on gorgeous and charismatic beau, a supernatural being called a succubus who feeds on the energies of humans, sometimes with fatal results, refusing to embrace her supernatural clan system and its rigid hierarchy. Beau is a renegade who takes up the fight for the underdog who is searching for the truth about her own mysterious origin. Okay.
Spooky. What was I gonna say? I had a thing.
That sounds like a vampire, but not vampire. Just saying.
Oh, what were you talking about before the IMDb thing?
Oh, we were talking about showrunners for if Firefly was to come back, who would you put as a showrunner instead of Joss Whedon human trash?
Well, I just want to say Nathan Fillion would probably love to come back and would still be good in the role.
Right. Not asking for an actor. I'm asking for the person that you think, like directors.
Oh,
showrunner.
Director. Well, he would direct it. Nathan Fillion could direct.
I mean, does he have any director credits?
I think he has at least one. Let's see here.
Does he have any? Are they any good? That's the question.
Let's see. Producer. He produced Castle. He's produced like most of the TV series he's appeared in. Rookie, Castle, Con Man.
Okay, but producer is a little different than director or writer, which he's got neither of that in. Producer means that he's probably helped in the, in getting it going, likely money-wise or something else. Yeah, producing wouldn't be the same as writing the show and directing it, and yeah, so probably not Nathan Fillion, but I don't think that he can't make an appearance. Honestly, though, I would actually enjoy maybe stepping away from, I think doing Firefly with a new crew would be great.
Yeah, you'd have to.
Alan Tudyk would actually kind of be hilarious.
2D.
He's got the. Does he have the credentials? He's got one director on there of he did Con Men with. He did Con Men with Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
That's literally the only thing he's ever written, directed, and produced was Con Man.
God, I just had a thought.
Which got 7.8 on, so.
I just had a thought. Firefly musical, written and produced by freaking guy who made Hamilton, whose name escapes me right now.
Lin-Manuel Miranda?
Lin-Manuel, yeah. Lin-Manuel making Firefly musical. I've gone off track.
I mean, I think I don't see a full thing. I do, however, see a funny sort of, if they tried doing the Revolutionary War musical, except of course it's a very short musical because, the Browncoat, the war for independence with the Browncoat thing ended very quickly and badly. So doing like a spoof of that, I think, would be kind of funny. But otherwise, I think I'd say leave him to his musical adaptations. Also, not make him the lead singer in his own adaptations. We were literally talking about it the other day. In the Heights is coming out in June, and we're so glad that he is not the lead singer of it. Like he's literally taking a step back, has someone else that is more talented as a singer take the place as Usnavi, the main character, and he's in fact put himself in the less important but very funny Shaved Ice guy. So it's In the Heights is great. I love listening to the musical. I haven't gotten a chance to see it. Very excited to see the movie adaptation come out. It was one of the many things that 2020 came in with COVID and took away from us. One thing that I think was like we were talking. Did you ever see Wonder Woman 1984?
No.
Yeah, that was one that they took COVID took away that I'm glad they did, because I got the chance to see it and was like, this shouldn't be everyone. No, there are some really weird things, and of course there's a lot of questions that start coming up when you ask them about the movie that just don't make sense. There's still some fun bombastic stuff to it, but I love the Wonder Woman movie a lot more than 1984.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. If I gotta give also a shout out to anything else, I think the Snyder cut is far better than the Joss Whedon cut. Not just because Joss Whedon is human garbage, but it also makes a lot more sense. I think the only thing I had a problem with the Snyder cut is the fact that you don't need to shove Martian Manhunter into every socket.
Yeah.
That's not true. It wasn't that he shoved it in every socket. He kept on putting it out there like it was important, but it wasn't. That's my only thing I will say that's non-spoilery, I guess. Like, he improved other characters, and he also tried adding in Martian Manhunter. Was not needed. Oh, very nice. So there's Lauren was just no, you can see the chat. What am I saying? You can see the chat. I don't need to repeat to you what Lauren's saying. Yeah, that's one of the things I wish. Part of me wishes I could do with Seattle Ball. But we're not close enough to the water. It's like it's within sight. If I'm sure there's certain parts of the Seattle Mariners stadium, the Safeco field, that you can stand on and that you can see. Not Safeco anymore. Fuck, it's T-Mobile, isn't it? T-Mobile Park.
No. Yeah.
So yeah, T-Mobile Park is like. I really wish it was backed up on the sound, like the Giants Park is backed up to the bay. There's no reason for it besides the fact that you can get out there and. Well, I don't want Kingdom to be backed up to the bay. Or are you just kind of shooting the giggles at me because I made a mistake? No, but yeah, no, it's I love watching some of these guys that they do home runs and they fly out of the field and then into the water where there's a bunch of people in boats waiting to grab the ball. And it's like, I could do that if I ever got a kayak and wanted to go out there. But I'm not going to go out in a kayak. But then again, it's also, I don't even think we could do that because our stadium in particular, for those, we're now delving out of nerddom and into sport nerddom. Our stadium is
rapidly.
Our stadium is so tall that if you hit a home run, it's not going to leave the stadium.
Nope.
Unlike a lot of other ballparks where it could. Ours, because we get so much fucking rain here. Like, it was raining today, out of nowhere. They put on the roof.
Yeah, I mean the rain wasn't out of nowhere. They predicted it for the last couple of days.
Yeah, that's fair. But I mean, it was sunshiny yesterday, and of course this morning I wake up and it's raining and